the actual pharmacist here? Your boss?
I am the pharmacist.
No, I mean the owner, the person in charge.
That's me. I own this pharmacy.
Huh. Okay, sure. I need to see your credentials. Now.
I don't have to show you anything. You need to leave.
Wrong answer. You're making this very difficult for yourself.
Officer Daniels had no idea what he just walked into. In the next 18 minutes, he would illegally arrest a business owner. He would ignore multiple witnesses. He would trigger a federal lawsuit that would cost his city $4.3 million. The pharmacist he was threatening had credentials he never asked about. Dr. Marcus Waters wasn't just a pharmacist. He was a doctor of pharmacy with 12 years of experience. He was board certified in 3 specialties. He had opened this community pharmacy after working at Johns Hopkins Hospital. He had served over 15,000 patients in this mostly black neighborhood. He had 0 complaints on his record. And the security cameras were recording everything. Before I continue, let me ask you, have you ever been treated unfairly by someone in power? Drop your answer in the comments. But Officer Daniels never asked, he just assumed. Dr. Marcus Isaiah Waters is the owner and head pharmacist of Waters Community Pharmacy. He graduated in the top 5% from University of Maryland School of Pharmacy in 2011. He completed his residency at Johns Hopkins Hospital. He worked in hospital pharmacy for 8 years before opening his own practice. He's board certified in 3 areas: pharmacotherapy, ambulatory care, and geriatric pharmacy. He's licensed to give immunizations and prescribe certain medications. He's been an expert witness in 3 pharmaceutical cases. He published research on medication access in underserved communities. He knows pharmacy law better than most lawyers. In 2020, Dr. Waters opened his pharmacy in East Baltimore, the same neighborhood where he grew up. He accepts Medicaid. He offers payment plans. He personally delivers medications to elderly patients. He employs 6 staff members, all from the local community. On this Tuesday afternoon, in March 2023, Dr. Waters was just trying to fill prescriptions. He was serving his patients. He had no idea his Tuesday was about to become a national news story. Officer Ryan Daniels had a different kind of reputation in East Baltimore. Daniels was 34 years old. He had been with Baltimore Police Department for 9 years. He was a patrol officer, but Internal Affairs had 11 complaints against him in 7 years. 8 involved black civilians. 7 were for unnecessary use of authority. 0 resulted in discipline. In May 2019, he detained a black teenager outside a convenience store. He said the teen matched a description. The suspect was 6 inches shorter and 40 pounds heavier. The complaint was dismissed. In November 2020, he pulled over a black businessman in a luxury car. He demanded proof of ownership. He insisted the car was stolen. The registration matched the driver's license perfectly. The complaint was dismissed. In August 2022, he entered this same pharmacy. He questioned Dr. Waters' credentials. He left when a pharmacy tech called a supervisor. Dr. Waters didn't file a complaint. He didn't want trouble. The pharmacy staff called Daniels badge boy. They'd seen him circle the block 4 times in 2 months, always slowing down, always staring through the windows. This time something was different. This time Daniels didn't just stare. This time he walked in with a purpose. And this time Dr. Waters wasn't going to let it slide. Type accountability in the comments if you think police officers should face consequences for repeated complaints. It was Tuesday, March 14, 2023. The time was 2:47 p.m. Waters Community Pharmacy sits on East Monument Street in East Baltimore. It's a modest corner pharmacy with bright blue signs. Security cameras are visible at the entrance. The interior is clean and organized. The pharmacy counter sits at the back. There's a waiting area with 6 chairs, a blood pressure station near the window. It was a normal mid-afternoon. The prescription printer hummed softly. A TV in the waiting area played local news. The smell of hand sanitizer filled the air. 3 customers were waiting. An elderly woman reading a magazine, a young mother with an infant, a middle-aged man on his phone. 2 staff members were working. Pharmacy technician Jessica Morales stood at the counter. She had been with Dr. Waters for 3 years. Pharmacy intern David Chen was organizing shelves. He was a local university student. Dr. Waters stood behind the pharmacy counter. He wore his white coat. He was reviewing prescriptions. At 2:47 p.m. the door chimed. Officer Daniels entered. He was 6'1", 210 pounds, in full uniform. His hand stayed near his belt. Jessica immediately tensed. She recognized him from the August incident. Daniels didn't approach the counter. He stood in the doorway scanning the room. If stories like this matter to you, hit subscribe. We post new cases every week. Who's in charge here? Dr. Waters looked up. Can I help you, officer? Daniels walked slowly to the counter. I asked who's in charge. I'm the owner, Dr. Marcus Waters. What can I do for you? Jessica's hand moved to her phone. Dr. Waters had trained all his staff. If anything ever feels wrong, you document it. We received a report of suspicious activity, Daniels said. Controlled substances being given out irregularly. From whom? What specific concern? That's not your concern. I need to see your records, now. Officer, those are protected health records, Dr. Waters said. I can't release them without proper permission, a warrant, subpoena, or written patient consent. I don't need a warrant. This is a lawful investigation. Then you'll need to contact the Maryland Board of Pharmacy. They handle pharmacy inspections. I'm happy to cooperate through proper channels. Daniels raised his voice. I'm not asking again. Dr. Waters stayed calm, and I'm not refusing to cooperate. I'm explaining the legal process. Daniels leaned over the counter. You people always make everything difficult. Dr. Waters looked him in the eye. What people? Business owners who think they're above the law. I think I know the law, pharmacy law, which you're currently asking me to break. Show me your pharmacy license. Prove you're actually qualified to run this place. Dr. Waters pointed to the wall. It's displayed right there, as legally required. Maryland license PH 18742. It expires in 2025. How do I know that's yours? Because my name is on it, and on the door, and on the sign outside, and on my business license, and on the DEA registration behind the counter. You're being hostile and uncooperative. That's suspicious behavior. I'm being professional. You're being invasive. Step out from behind that counter. I need to verify your identity. Officer, I'm in the middle of filling prescriptions. I'm not stepping anywhere. Mrs. Freeman stood up. She was 71 years old. Young man, Dr. Waters is a good man. He takes care of this whole neighborhood. Ma'am, sit down, Daniels said. Robert Mitchell spoke next. I've been coming here 2 years, never seen anything suspicious except you harassing him. Everyone stay out of this. Daniels moved around the counter toward the pharmacy area. Dr. Waters stepped sideways, blocking access. You cannot come back here. This is a restricted area. I'm conducting an investigation. No, you're trespassing. Daniels reached for his handcuffs. Turn around now. What Officer Daniels didn't know was that Dr. Waters had been preparing for exactly this moment for 8 months, since the last time Daniels walked through that door. Daniels grabbed Dr. Waters' arm. You're under arrest for obstruction. Jessica, call Attorney Morrison, now. You're not calling anyone's. Dr. Waters spoke clearly. I am invoking my right to legal counsel. Jessica, press the button. Jessica hit the panic button under the counter. It sent a silent alarm to 2 places, Attorney Morrison's office and Baltimore Police Dispatch. The code meant wrongful detention. Dr. Waters stayed calm despite the handcuffs. Officer Daniels, you are violating Title 42 U.S.C. Section 1983, deprivation of rights under color of law. You have no probable cause, no warrant, no urgent circumstances. You are detaining a pharmacy owner during business hours without legal reason. You think knowing some legal terms scares me. I know more than terms. I know Maryland Code, Health Occupations Article 12313 on pharmacy inspections. I know HIPAA Regulations 45 CFR 164.502. And I know your badge number, 4782. Every word you're saying is being recorded on 3 cameras with audio. Mrs. Gladys Freeman spoke up. She was a retired teacher. She had lived in this neighborhood for 40 years. I've watched this boy grow up. I mean, this doctor, he graduated top of his class. He came back here when he could have worked anywhere. This officer has been harassing him for months. I've seen it. Shanice Johnson was next. She was a nursing student and regular customer. Dr. Waters filled my baby's antibiotic prescription at 11 p.m. last month. She had a fever. No other pharmacy was open. He drove it to my house himself. Does that sound suspicious? David Chen, the pharmacy intern, stepped forward. This is the 3rd time this officer has targeted Dr. Waters. The first time, he said the prescription volume was suspicious. The second time, he questioned whether the pharmacy was a front. There's no investigation. This is harassment. 3 HD security cameras were recording the entrance, the pharmacy counter, the consultation room. Jessica had been recording on her phone since 2:49 p.m. before the arrest. Robert Mitchell started recording at 2:51 p.m. The pharmacy computer logs showed normal business. 82 prescriptions filled that day. 0 problems. The panic alarm had a timestamp. 2:53 p.m. At 2:54 p.m., attorney Sarah Morrison received the alarm. She's a civil rights attorney, former DOJ prosecutor. At 2:55 p.m., Morrison called Baltimore Police Dispatch. She identified herself. She demanded a supervisor. At 2:58 p.m., dispatch contacted Sergeant Luis Ramirez. He was a 14-year. Veteran. At 3:04 p.m., Ramirez arrived. Daniels, what's going on? Suspicious activity report. Subject refused to cooperate. What report? I checked dispatch. No call about this location. Anonymous tip. When? Earlier today. Daniels, did you log it? I was going to after I. Take the cuffs off, now. A flicker of panic crossed Daniels' face. By now, Officer Daniels was starting to understand how badly he messed up, but it was too late. Attorney Morrison was already on speakerphone. The pharmacy's security system had already uploaded the footage to cloud storage, and Mrs. Freeman had already posted Jessica's video to Facebook. Her caption read, "They're arresting Dr. Waters for being black in his own pharmacy." Let me know in the comments, should officer complaint histories be public record? Sergeant Luis Ramirez was a 14-year patrol supervisor with a professional reputation. Attorney Sarah Morrison arrived in person at 3:11 p.m. She had represented 4 similar cases before. Ramirez reviewed the security footage on the pharmacy computer. Dr. Waters gave him access. He checked Daniels' body camera. Daniels had forgotten to turn it on. That's a department policy violation. Ramirez interviewed the 3 customers separately. He checked dispatch logs. They confirmed no call about the pharmacy. He checked the Maryland Board of Pharmacy database. Waters' license was active, 0 complaints, 0 violations in 3 years. He reviewed Dr. Waters' DEA registration. He looked at the controlled substance logs, perfect compliance. Daniels had claimed the prescription volume was suspicious. The reality, 82 prescriptions per day, is normal for a community pharmacy serving over 3,000 patients. Daniels had claimed Dr. Waters was hostile and uncooperative. The footage showed Dr. Waters calmly explaining legal requirements. It showed Daniels getting louder and more aggressive. Daniels had claimed Dr. Waters refused to provide identification. The reality, Dr. Waters' license was clearly displayed on the wall. Daniels never actually asked for a photo ID. Dr. Waters, on behalf of the Baltimore Police Department, I apologize. This should not have happened. Ramirez removed the handcuffs at 3:16 p.m. Dr. Waters had been in cuffs for 23 minutes. Daniels returned to the station. Report to the captain's office immediately. You're on desk duty pending investigation. Attorney Morrison served Daniels with a notice. She would file a federal civil rights lawsuit. Ramirez issued a criminal trespass warning to Daniels. He was banned from entering the pharmacy off duty. Daniels tried to defend himself. I was doing my job. He was suspicious. You're taking his side, he asked Ramirez. I'm your officer. Then desperation set in. This is being blown out of proportion. I'll apologize. We can settle this. Morrison stopped him. Officer Daniels, stop talking. Anything you say is being recorded. It will be used in federal court. Dr. Waters rubbed his wrists. Red marks were visible. Jessica was crying. She hugged Dr. Waters. The customers applauded Ramirez. They glared at Daniels. Dr. Waters' first words after being released: "Is anyone's prescription delayed? Let me get back to work." He went back to filling prescriptions at 3:22 p.m. Ramirez escorted Daniels out at 3:24 p.m. But the consequences were just beginning. Someone had been recording. Actually, 5 people had been recording, and in 2023, you know what that means. Now here's what happened next. If you believe officers with repeated complaints should face consequences, hit that subscribe button right now. At 3:08 p.m., Mrs. Freeman uploaded a 4-minute video to Facebook. Her caption: "They're arresting Dr. Waters for being black in his own pharmacy." By 3:45 p.m., the video had 2,400 views and 340 shares in the local East Baltimore community. By 4:30 p.m., it hit 18,000 views. Jessica's phone video was uploaded to Twitter by a community activist. By 5:15 p.m., Baltimore Brew, a local news site, picked it up. 67,000 views across all platforms. By 6:00 p.m., the hashtag Justice for Dr. Waters was trending on local Twitter. By 7:30 p.m., local TV stations WBAL and WJZ arrived at the pharmacy for statements. By 9:00 p.m., national outlets covered it. The Root, Bet, News One. By midnight, the videos had 2.3 million views across TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Mrs. Freeman's original Facebook video got 847,000 views and 34,000 shares. On Twitter, Justice for Dr. Waters had 156,000 tweets. It was trending number 3 in Baltimore, number 47 nationally. On TikTok, 6 different videos combined for 1.1 million views. The comments were powerful. "This is what systemic racism looks like. A black man with a doctorate gets arrested in his own business." That comment got 42,000 likes. "I'm a white pharmacist. I've never been asked to prove my credentials by police, not once in 15 years. That got 38,000 likes. "Dr. Waters delivered medicine to my grandmother at midnight during COVID. His man is a hero." That comment got 19,000 likes. Local news, national news, everyone covered it. CNN ran a segment. MSNBC covered it. The Baltimore Sun wrote multiple articles. At 10:30 p.m., Baltimore police issued a statement. "We are aware of an incident involving one of our officers and a local business owner. The matter is under internal investigation." The next morning, the Maryland Board of Pharmacy issued a statement. "Dr. Marcus Waters holds an active, unrestricted pharmacy license with 0 violations. We support his right to operate his business free from harassment." Daniels deleted his personal social media accounts by 11:00 p.m. The Fraternal Order of Police tried to defend him. They issued a statement about officer safety concerns. Twitter users responded with 90% negative comments. 3 days later, Daniels made a decision that turned a viral moment into a federal case. He filed a counter-complaint. He accused Dr. Waters of assault. That's when Attorney Morrison filed the lawsuit. Drop a comment if you think this officer deserved what came next. On March 17, 2023, attorney Sarah Morrison filed a federal civil rights lawsuit. She filed in U.S. District Court for Maryland. The plaintiff was Dr. Marcus Waters. The defendants were Officer Ryan Daniels, the Baltimore Police Department, and the City of Baltimore. The claims included deprivation of constitutional rights under color of law, unlawful seizure and false arrest under the Fourth Amendment, racial discrimination under the 14th Amendment, false imprisonment, intentional infliction of emotional distress. During discovery, Daniels' pattern was uncovered. 11 complaints in 7 years, 8 involving black civilians. The department knew, but they never disciplined him. There were 3 prior incidents involving Dr. Waters specifically. Internal emails showed supervisors noted Daniels has a problem with that pharmacy. The evidence was overwhelming. 3 security camera angles with audio, 4 citizen cell phone videos. The body camera Daniels forgot to turn on, dispatch logs proving no call about the pharmacy, 47 witness statements. Dr. Waters' medical exam showed bruising and wrist abrasions. His blood pressure was elevated 6 hours after the arrest. In August 2023, the city tried to settle. They offered $150,000, no admission of wrongdoing. Dr. Waters refused. This isn't about money, it's about accountability. In October 2023, the case went to mediation. In December 2023, they reached a settlement. The depositions revealed the department knew about Daniels' pattern. Wait until you hear the settlement amount. The total was $4.3 million. Dr. Waters received $2.8 million in compensatory damages. There were $1.2 million in punitive damages. Insurance wouldn't cover all of it. Daniels became personally liable for $400,000. Attorney fees added another $300,000. Daniels was banned from Waters Community Pharmacy for life. He was banned from all pharmacies within a 5-mile radius. He had to attend 40 hours of bias training if he stayed in law enforcement. On December 15, 2023, Daniels was fired. The reasons: failure to turn on his body camera, filing a false report, conducting an unlawful detention. The Fraternal Order of Police declined to appeal his termination. The Maryland Police Training Commission started decertification proceedings. His law enforcement career was over. He couldn't work as a cop in Maryland. He couldn't get hired in other states. No criminal charges were filed. The DA declined, citing not enough evidence of criminal intent. But there was a permanent injunction. Daniels couldn't contact Dr. Waters or any pharmacy staff. A 5-year restraining order was issued. In January 2024, Daniels issued a public statement through his attorney. "I apologize if my actions were misunderstood. I was attempting to do my duties as a law enforcement officer." It failed. The words "apologize if" made it worse. He used passive voice. He didn't acknowledge racial profiling. He framed himself as the victim. Dr. Waters held a press conference in January 2024. This was never about the money. This was about making sure no other black business owner is terrorized in their own place. The settlement holds the city accountable, but real change requires cultural transformation within law enforcement. But the story didn't end with money, because Dr. Waters did something most victims can't. He spoke out. The press conference was held at Waters Community Pharmacy on January 18, 2024. Dr. Waters was surrounded by community members, local clergy, and civil rights activists. For 3 weeks after that arrest, I couldn't sleep. Every time a police car drove past my pharmacy, my heart rate jumped. I'm a healthcare provider. I monitor my own vitals. I documented stress-induced high blood pressure. It took 2 months to go back to normal. That's the invisible cost of being profiled. I have 3 degrees, board certified. Cather's 12 years of experience. I knew my rights. I had an attorney on retainer. I owned my business, and I was still handcuffed without cause. Now imagine being a pharmacy technician making $16 an hour, a cashier, a stockroom worker, people who can't afford attorneys, who don't have security cameras, who can be fired for standing up for themselves. That's who this happens to every single day. You have rights, you deserve dignity, you don't deserve to be abused by customers, by police, by anyone who thinks your uniform makes you less than human. Document everything, know your rights, find your attorney Morrison. Respect is not optional, it's the baseline, and if you think someone's job makes them your servant, then the consequences are real. They should be real, they will be real. The settlement includes required bias training for Baltimore police, new rules for pharmacy inspections, a civilian oversight committee, but what I really want is for every black business owner to walk into their place without fear. That's the change I'm fighting for. To Mrs. Freeman, who pressed record, to Jessica, who hit that button, to my community who stood up, to Attorney Morrison, who made them pay, thank you. Dignity is not up for debate. Justice delayed is justice denied, but justice delivered, even late, sets a precedent. We're not going back. This case exposed something bigger, something beyond one officer, one pharmacy, one city. National Retail Federation reports that 87% of retail workers faced verbal abuse last year. Bureau of Labor Statistics says assault rates against retail workers increased 27% from 2020 to 2023. Black business owners are 3 times more likely to experience police contact than white business owners in similar neighborhoods. Only 8% of civil rights complaints against police result in discipline. Dr. Waters had resources most victims don't have: security cameras, an attorney, viral video attention. Most cases die in internal affairs. This is about respect, about who gets believed and who has to prove it, about power and who abuses it. It's about a society that still allows black professionals to be treated as suspects in their own businesses. So let me ask you, do we want a system where black business owners need cameras and lawyers just to prove they belong in their own places? Do we want a system where an officer with 11 complaints keeps his badge until he gets caught on camera? Do we want a system where justice costs $4.3 million and only happens when the victim has a doctorate? Because if we don't end qualified immunity, if we don't create real accountability, if we don't address the bias that makes a black pharmacist look suspicious in his own pharmacy, then we're just waiting for the next Officer Daniels, the next Dr. Waters, the next viral video that changes nothing. Comment below if you believe officer complaint histories should be public. If you think stories like this matter, hit that subscribe button. We're going to keep exposing these stories. We're going to keep demanding better. We're going to keep fighting for accountability, for transparency, for a system where respect isn't based on your race. This isn't just about one racist cop or one black pharmacist. It's about all of us. See you in the next one.